If any of you have Scottish ancestry, I'm going to assume that you know your clan Tartan. But I'm going to say that the clan Tartans are probably all made up. Now that's not to say the Highland clans didn't wear tartan historically. After all, there has been some ancient tartans found. Now the ancient tartans found are very similar to the border tartans as they're called now, but tartans were also found in ancient northern Europe as well. Now also they didn't wear kilts. Kilts have been said to have been created by an Englishman in the 18th century, a Quaker. Instead they used to wear a long bit of cloth over their whole body. And you can assume that there are some regional similarities between this. After all, this would be passed down from father to son, and in the regions they would make the tartans out of anything they had at hand. There's nothing to suggest that these kilts or the clan colours were standardised at least before the 19th century. For instance, if you look at some 18th century pictures, you can see McDonald's and Campbell's wearing very different colours to what they wear today. Most times it tends to be a very basic red and black. After the Second Jacobite Rebellion, tartans were banned except for the Black Watch, a unit in the British Army who had the first standardised tartan colours, blue and green. Most people were banned from wearing tartans when the Wilsons of Bannockburn began producing tartans for the army and militias. And in 1819 he produced a pattern book which included tartans for the Wilsons who had no land or clan, and many of the tartans were just given numbers and others were named in honour of things like Waterloo. This is also the same time that Walter Scott began writing his romanticised novels of Scottish history, and he also helped organise George IV's visit to Scotland, and there he wore tartans. And over the next century, tartans and the Highland Games and a lot of aspects of Scottish culture began to be romanticised and developed. This is when the Sobieski Stuarts emerged. Now these were Welsh brothers who claimed to be the descendants of the Stuarts and found a centuries-old manuscript called Vestiarium Scoticum. Many tartans on sale today still use this manuscript as a source. For instance, Clan Campbell uses a tartan that used to be used by the Black Watch, and it all stems from this manuscript. But many, including Scott, doubt its authenticity, and people still claim it's a forgery. A hell of a lot of money was named after giving tartans to different clans, and today the tartan industry is said to be hundreds of millions of dollars. Plus they've started giving tartans to all sorts of new groups, like the Creek Nation, Polish people and the New York Jets. So not much has changed since Wilson of Bannockburn decided to cash in on patriotism by naming a tartan after the Battle of Waterloo.